what is it? How did you seize the book today? So we have a Facebook user from Harlem, New York. So can you tell us what your name is? Because it comes on as Facebook user. So come on in, you guys. How did you seize the day today? How would you like to be celebrated today? Right? What happened today that you're like, oh yes, and what was your needle point move that you made today? So come on in and share with us. Share with us, and let us know what's going on. Hey, Latanya, where are you joining us from this evening? Where are you joining us from? So, guys, don't forget that you put in. Remember, how did you seize the day today? What did you do today? That you're like, oh yeah, this was a super day for me. This is what I did. And even if you're saying, today is Monday and blah blah blah, and it's just it was just a really busy day. There's always something that you can find in your day, right? In your day, there's always something you can find. So, hey, Ashley from Brooklyn. Ashley, how did you seize your day today? What's the one thing you can say? This is how I seize the day. I want to be celebrated for this today. This is so come on in. And let's write down, how did you seize the day today? Yay. And so let's see. Great. So Ashley says that her win was relaxing for 3 hours. I did nothing, which felt great. All right. Come on, guys. Let's celebrate Ashley. Celebrating. Hey, Becky. Hey, Juliet. How did you guys seize the day today? What was your win for today? What was your win? So come on in, and let us know, how did you win today, right? What did you do today? So today, or I should say this evening, we've got a juicy topic, a juicy subject, which we'll talk about for a few minutes. It was a post that someone sent to me. Really, my husband sent it to me, and I thought that was interesting. So let's see. Facebook user says, how I seized today was to go ahead of my PhD study. Go ahead and start your PhD study. So that's a celebration. Yay. Congratulations. So she sees today was to go ahead and get her PhD studies. Did I get that right? Want to make sure that I got that right. So we celebrate you. Come on in, everyone. How else did you seize today? Latanya, was that you, Latanya? Facebook? It is Latanya from Harlem, New York. Yeah, I was just up there last month sometime. Yeah, it was great. Just being out and walking around in the city. It was great. So let's see. Oh, no problem with the typos. We get what you're saying. So congratulations, celebrating you. How else, everyone? How did you win today? How did you seize today? How I'm using different language, whatever you catch on to. How did you win today? How did you celebrate yourself today, right? So one of the ways I celebrate today was I took some time, really right before coming on my live, and I went and relaxed just a few minutes and just submerge myself in just some really hot water and just relax and let the bubbles just massage me. So that's how I won today, because from the minute I woke up this morning, it's just been a busy day. So hey, Valerie, joining us from Wilmington. Yay, welcome. So today, as you're writing how you seize the day today, I just want to really talk to you about hanging around, still people. So I got this, my husband sent me something, and I shared it with a couple of people that said, stop hanging around still people, right? And I thought, wow, that was so interesting. So I really began to think about that and process all of that. So it said to stop hanging around still people. And you may say, what do you mean still people? And it began to go in people who are still making excuses. All right, I'm going to add some more of my own in, and not what just that said. So Miriam from Florida. Hey, Miriam, how did you win today? What was your win today? So, people who are still making excuses, right? Stop hanging around those types of people. I guess the whole purpose of our talk tonight, or our juicy conversation, let's say tonight, is to really have you assess your environment. What does your environment look like? Who are the people that you're spending most of your time with? Who are the people that you're hanging around with, that you're pouring into? Right? Who are those people? And so the question then, hey, Judy from Brooklyn, New York, hey, hey, hey. The question then becomes, are those people moving? So it says, stop hanging around still people, people who are still making excuses for what they're doing or not doing, right? People who are still seeing the glass always half empty instead of half full. People who aren't moving forward, right? They're not moving forward. They're just at a stand still. The people who are still not in action, you know, begin to assess your environment. And are you hanging around people that are still? They're just not doing anything. Hey, John. Hey, hey, hey. They're not doing anything. There's no movement. And whenever you speak to them, there's always excuses as to why there's no movement. They're still broke, and they'll talk about, oh, I'm broke. And whenever you're talking to them, they're always broke. And the question is, are they doing anything to change that situation where they're not broke? Or how is it that they're defining broke for them? And so this is a time and an opportunity, I think, that we have to really begin to assess our environment, because we have to be so careful, right, that we don't become a product of our environment, especially if within that environment there's a lot of, let's say, negativity going on, or there's a lack of movement going on. See, I just believe that movement can be in any level. It could be needlepoint moves, and it's a needlepoint move to move forward, not backwards, but forward. And it doesn't mean that, today I'm here and I'm just going to jump to here. This is life. It doesn't happen that way. But are they moving forward, or are they going around that same mountain, the same excuses, the same things that just keeps happening to them, and they keep talking about it and talking about it, yet there's no action? Those are the people I would like to invite you to assess them and say, is this person influencing my movement? Is this person an obstacle for me moving forward? What is the relationship you have with that person? See, what I would like to do this evening is invite you, if you're not in movement, to get in movement. What is it? Latanya, right? Latanya White said, hey, I went ahead and my win today was was it moving forward and getting into her PhD program. Woo, that's a great movement, right? So what is the movement, right, that you feel that you need to do, but yet you find yourself not doing it? Are you finding yourself still making excuses? Are you finding yourself speaking about what you cannot do instead of speaking about what you can do? Because what happens is, many times when when there's a goal that we want to reach, we often talk about how we can't reach that goal. So I'll give you a good example. Let's say weight loss is always, really easy for me to give an example of that. Why? Because that was a journey, I was on, is that weight release, let's say. And so you may say, well, I want to lose, or I want to release, 20 pounds, or 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 30 pounds. Or here's this, I don't want to gain more weight. So you may say, my goal is not to gain more weight, or I just don't want to gain more weight. And so now changing that, right? So why? You change your language with that. Why? So that your brain can understand it better, to where you can really, the result is, I want to release. And then you decide, how many pounds is it that you want to release, instead of saying, I don't want to gain any more weight. So what I'm saying to that is that many times we're around people who are always speaking of what they don't want to do instead of what they do want to do. So what I do want to do is release 20 pounds. What I do want to do is begin building my financial wealth or my financial goals, whatever that may be. What I do want to do is move forward in this. Begin to look at what you do want to do and assess your environment. And as you are assessing your environment, assess the people around you. Are they forward moving or are they still? Are they still making excuses? Are they still broke? Are they still seeing the glass half empty instead of half full? Is their perspective on life just still, frozen, not moving at all? Or are they moving? Are they making some decisions and are they moving forward? Even if that is a needle point move, what are they doing? So what I want you guys to do is type in the chat because I'm doing a lot of talking and I want you guys to participate. If you've not already told me how did you win today, I want you to tell me think about this for a minute. What does your environment look like? Share with me for a second. What does your environment look like? Do you see, as you look at your environment, where you can make some changes to your environment? Maybe you can make some changes. This is a big one, to the friends that you're hanging around. Begin to look at who are you spending most of your time with and what are you spending most of your time doing? And is there something in your environment that needs to shift? Begin to look at what is not really serving you, but you're still around. You're still around, talking about the same thing, doing the same thing. And when you discover this is still the same thing, going around that same mountain, no matter what area of your life it is, then what is it that you want to do? What is it that you need to do? Because then what you're really looking at is, do I have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Is your environment, is it conducive to growth? Or is it conducive to just standing still? Is it conducive to growth or is it conducive to a fixed mindset? A fixed mindset is that it never changes. It's always going to be like this. And so you don't see any other perspective except you are just stuck and you are still. Right? But a growth mindset is when you're looking at all of the possibilities around you. You're looking at how is it I can grow in this area? How can I move forward? What can I learn about this? It's broadening your horizon and seeing new perspective on different situations and on life, seeing through different lenses, a growth mindset. So assess your environment, assess what you're doing, and begin to think, am I around a lot of still people? Or am I around people that's moving? They're in action. They have a growth mindset. They're ready to learn about this. They're ready to move. They make a decision, one decision, and then they take action. And by the way, the action again does not have to be a great action. It's just a needle point move. It could be a small action as long as you're in action. Because action, Joe Baez said this, action is the antidote for despair. So it's time for us to be in action. So come on and share with me. What's your thoughts about what we're talking about? Valerie said, I had list. What do you mean, Valerie? Listed in her tolerations. Can you just explain just a little bit more about what you mean by that? So come on, guys, come on in and let us share what's going on. Assess your environment. How does your environment look right now? And you don't have to go into details. You can say, I see where I need some environmental changes. Issues with negative people. So Valerie, so you assess it. You're assessing your environment, because the first thing is to really be aware. So excellent, Valerie, that she said issues with negative people. When you're aware of that, right, then what is your next step? What is it that you're going to do? Ashley says my environment is half and half. So half and half growth, half fixed, half still and half movement. So here it is now. As you're assessing your environment, this is great. This is great. Since it's half and half, how is it then? What is it, let's say, that you need to do to remove yourself from the half that's not growing? What are those needle point moves? Because now you need to identify What is it that's making it half and half? It's because I think many of us could be in very much a half and half. And again, assessing your entire environment and looking at what are some small steps, what are some small moves I can make to where I'm not affected by the still environment. The still environment. What is it that I can do to change my environment? And even if I can't, boom, change it, boom, just like that. But where is it that I could slowly begin to change my environment? Valerie says, I know I need to serve to sever sometimes, but I don't like to have conflict or anyone upset with me. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. So Val is saying, she doesn't like, so that's good. You're aware of that. So now that you know that you need to set healthy boundaries, right? You need to set healthy boundaries with people. Then the next step is, how would I go about doing that? Because there's such a way that you can set healthy boundaries in relationship and still leave people in their dignity, right? Still leave them to where they're not going to be upset with you, right? And even if they are, it's not because of something you said or did, right? Let's see. Judy said, I spoke out on how I really felt, which took a lot off of my shoulders. Very good. So that's your win for today, Judy. Instead of keeping it in so others won't be upset. That is exactly it. You keep many times we do that. We keep things in so others won't be upset. But there is a way that you can speak to people, right? That you can talk to them about exactly what you're feeling, and you would still leave them in their dignity, in their dignity. Those are the type of things that we talked about on the at the Celebrate You retreat. We talked about how you can have those conversation, those sometimes I don't want to say negative conversations, but difficult, how you can have those difficult conversations and still leave people in their dignity. And it doesn't mean that they may not be upset with you, but they wouldn't be upset because of how you spoke, how you told them, right? They may just be upset because we didn't realize it. They didn't realize it. It could be several reasons, but it's not because of how you told them, how you were feeling. And so we did that at the Celebrate You retreat. We talked about that. When we were meeting again on May 29th, we're going to talk about that. We're focusing on that in the possibility journey. That's the 11-year program, right? We focus on that in God's Plan for You program. How do you have these conversations, right? But each program, it goes deeper and deeper, and you're diving deeper into everything that we're discussing. So listen, if you have not registered as yet, if you have not gotten your ticket as yet for the Celebrate You soiree on May 28th and 29th, the 29th is the big night, the 28th is the VIP, then you need to get your ticket, because that is where you will be empowered to have conversations. That is where you will be empowered to have those let's say those difficult conversations and still leave someone in their dignity, right? It's where we come together and we glean from each other. So if you have not gotten your ticket as yet, I want to encourage you to get your ticket. And listen, I want to encourage you to invite a friend, invite someone to come with you. Don't come by yourself, but come and bring someone and say, hey man, this is what I've been doing and this is phenomenal, right? So invite others to come with you. When you have something that's really good and you enjoy something, I know it's me, I tell other people about it. I tell other people. I share it. Why? Because I like to share the joy. I like to share the happiness. So it's those type of environments that you learn. By the way, when you come to the soiree, what is it? It's for a person with a growth mindset. It is not for a person with a fixed mindset. Why? Because it's very different. Why? Because it empowers you. It empowers you to grow, right? It empowers you to celebrate yourself. Thank you, Valerie. Valerie just put the link up. I appreciate that. It empowers you to celebrate yourself, right? It empowers you to have those conversations. It empowers you, and builds up your awareness and say, oh, wait a minute. I'm very much in a still environment. I hang around a lot of still people, and I need to now shift. And even if that's a slow shift, you're shifting. And you're shifting the people that you're hanging out with that are not in movement. For whatever the reasons may be, they're not in movement. But you realize for yourself that you need to be in movement. And so I want to encourage you to be in movement. I want to invite you to be in movement. And remember that action is the antidote for despair. Judy says you really need to think before you speak because you really cannot take back anything you say wrong. So true. You have to think before you speak. And this is what being in an environment that's a growth environment teaches you, helps you, encourages you to do exactly that. Think before you speak. It empowers you to walk in your greatness. It empowers you to become more aware of your environment, right? Hey, Donna from Missouri, becoming more aware of your environment. It's amazing, y'all, that when you really become aware of your environment, then you become aware of the people you hang around. You become aware of the words that they're using and the words that you're using. You become aware of whether you're in action or not in action. You just have a strong self-awareness of yourself. And that is so important when you're looking at what are my next moves in 2021. If you're saying, I'm here right now and I don't want to be here, I cannot end my year here, I've got to go to the next level, I've got to up level, then the soiree is where you need to be. Come on and join. I've got to change my perspective on how I see some things. I got to now begin to initiate a growth mindset and be so open-minded, right? That I can take in and learn what my next steps are. How can I up level? How can I have conversations, those difficult conversations, and sometimes with difficult people? How can I be happy with who I am? How can I first serve me? How can I celebrate me and then celebrate others? And so I invite you to come to the soiree and let's grow together. Let's learn together. Let's celebrate each other. And don't come by yourself. Don't keep the good stuff by yourself. Bring someone with you. Bring someone with you. We've got a whole evening planned out for you, an evening of celebration, an evening of joy and happiness. It is a God-focused, spirit-filled, content-rich environment. And so you don't want to miss this. If you've never come before, listen, this will be your first time, it's going to blow your mind. But if you've come before, then you know how we do it, and you know it is always in excellence. And when you leave, right, it is life-changing. You never leave out the same way that you came in. So I want to encourage you to join me on May 28th and 29th. And keep in mind that tickets are limited. Tickets will only be on sale for the next 2 weeks. We are following COVID guidelines. Seating is very limited, so you cannot waste time. You can't say, I did this, guys, the other day. I said, oh, the tickets are still on sale and I'm going to get my ticket for this. And, it's going to pick up a couple tickets for other people. And it never happened. And so when I went to get the tickets, guess what? Sold out. Totally, sold out. It's like, oh my goodness. And it's not their fault. It's my fault because I waited, when I should have jumped on it and picked up my ticket right away. I waited. And the ticket wasn't even for me. It was for some other people that I said, oh, I'm going to bless them. I'm going to get them the tickets. Right. And so don't wait, don't delay. The lifetime of an opportunity is only available during the opportunity of the lifetime. I said it backwards. The opportunity of a lifetime is only available during the lifetime of the opportunity. Don't sit, don't be still and allow the soiree to pass you by. Make sure that you click the link that's posted. I'm going to post it again, right? 1 second, y'all. I'm going to post it. And make sure, there you go. Thank you, Val. Make sure that you click the link, register now. And I will see you. I will see you on May 28th and on the 29th. And I can't wait, even if we have to fist bump each other, I can't wait to see you. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining me tonight. Still environment, still people. Assess your environment. Assess the people that you're hanging around and choose to be in action. Choose to be in action. Choose to make that needlepoint move. I'll see you next week. God bless you. Bye bye.